All right, so this is Team Zero Caveman. We are an NLP group from ESD, and this is our AI. It's called Caesar Salads. Our AI will take ingredients and generate related recipe from using our AI model. And our team member is Lincoln, Alex, Yatin, Tony, Sherry, Chloe, and Chloe's pet Caesar, and that is why our model named Caesar and myself. All right, so without further ado, let's get started.
Hello and welcome to our homepage. At the very top, we have a navigation bar that will take you to our different pages. And then we have the main text box with our Caesar icon, and then a short description of what our AI strives to accomplish. And that is just to provide new recipes based on user ingredients. And then we have this fun button, and we had a little trouble putting it in because it originally was in SCSS, so we had to convert it to CSS, but we were eventually able to do it and it looks really nice. And then below we have all of our different AI generators presented with icons that designed by Lincoln. And we have Meet the Meats, Dairy Nice to Meet You, Utterly Disgusting, The Veggies, Hey Y'all, and Gluten is Gluttonous. And it pertains to different food categories that we offer with our generator. So if you go back to the button, we can start our meal generator journey.
Caesar is open to anyone who would like to try cooking, invites everyone to the kitchen, and he generates only the best recipes.
So this is our recipe prompt form, which is basically where you will input your ingredients for your recipe. And so we have two pages on our form, which are, so the first page is where you input your ingredients. And so, for example, you could do like chicken, flour, and butter. And then you press next. And then the second page is where you select the model that you want to generate your recipe with. And so we had 6 models for generating like different categories of recipes. For example, we had meat, dairy, gluten, vegetarian, dairy-free, and gluten-free. And each of them generate recipes based on that category. So like meat would only generate meat recipes and so on. And so since we're doing a chicken recipe, we would choose meat. And then once you're done with that, you just press generate, and then it'll send the data to our backend, and the Python backend basically loads the model and then gets the information that you put in the form and then puts the information into the model and then uses the model to generate a recipe. And so also, this is the loading screen that we implemented using JavaScript. And that's the recipe that was generated using the model.
The recipe that's generated has a title with a better font, and right below you can see the ingredients that you inputted. The recipe itself is generated with AI text gen, and we fed it quite a bit of data, and the image was used through Google Images web scraping. And here we have just another input of 1 cup of macaroni and cheese. Now our instructor actually adores macaroni and cheese. It's arguably his favorite food.
Nope.
He's shaking his head, but he really means yes. And voila, Jason will have macaroni and cheese for dinner, it seems.
So this is our about page where you can find the process in which we took and how to get our AIs and this amazing journey we took. It has this amazing horizontal scroller that you can push up and then scroll side to side. And it kind of just tells you a little bit about our journey. We found our data set on Kaggle, and it had over 12,000 recipes, their names, their ingredients, and a picture to go along with them. Thankfully, this data was already scraped from the web, but we had to clean it before it was ready for our AI to use. This is a quick picture of our data set here. So our pre-processing team took the data from Kaggle and cleaned it, taking out all unnecessary words and symbols and putting them into categories of recipes, names, and pictures and ingredients so that they could be in their own list to be fed to the AI. This is a picture of some code that helped with that. So our features, so after the data was cleaned, we made the decision to make 6 individual AIs, as was demonstrated, one for each different type of dietary need. So after the data was separated into its groups, we then created the AIs using that data. And this is just the My Plate, showing that our AI can be healthy as well as expansive. So for training, after we had created our models, we of course needed to train them. This involved taking the pre-processed data and then feeding it to the models and waiting for a very, very long time. It took about 4 hours in total to train all the models and 3,000 steps per model. But at the end of the process, we had our 6 AIs fully ready to go and trained. This is our AI's code that we used. As for challenges, there were many. Getting our AI to output a viable recipe was hard at first, and so we needed to train our AIs for a very long time to make sure we got what we wanted. Another challenge we faced was that some of our ideas at the beginning of the project ended up being too challenging and time consuming about halfway through. So we had to kind of scrap them and come up with new ideas and workarounds as we went. And then another challenge we faced was that none of our team had any front end web designing experience. So we kind of had to learn how to make our website as we went along. But yeah, that's our about page.
And this is the picture of us taking a photo together. And as you can see, this one over here is Caesar. And we all holding our favorite fruit. So I don't know why Chloe's holding Caesar. And Tony is also holding a water bottle. So, alrighty.
This is our team member page, and on the bottom there's a team member card for each of our members. Each member, so the card basically has a bio telling more about us and like fun facts. So as you saw, if you press the circular button, more information pops up from the bottom. And there are also 2 icons on the left and right of the button. The Discord icon has links to our Discord, and the Instagram icon has links to our Instagram. So you can click on it and basically contact us if you want.
This is how our work was distributed over the whole project. Our data pre-processing team was Tony and Yatin, and they cleaned and separated the data. The expansion team was Lincoln and Alex, and they worked on image scraping from Google. The AI text gen team was myself and Sherry, and we experimented with how to train models and figure out how it works. The front end team was basically everyone. We all contributed to this website. The back end was Tony and Yatin, and they worked on getting our AI onto the website. And a special thanks to our instructor, Jason, who helped us with everything.
All right, and that will be all. Thanks for watching, everyone. And Chloe, do you mind show Caesar to everyone? Say hello. That's Caesar. Oh, it flew away. All right, that's our presentation. Thank you all.